What's up, YouTube? This DJ Kryptonite here, talking boxing news and that sort of thing. Business, behind the scenes, gossip, conspiracies, all that jazz. Anyway, let's get right to it. The latest thing I've heard is this Deontay Wilder thing. I can't get past this Deontay Wilder Fury issue. Right now, they're saying that fight may not happen. Uh, and if it doesn't, then Tyson Fury is mandatory. Is Dillian Whyte. And I'm a bit confused with the WBC on that because the WBC is actually mandating Tyson Fury to fight um, um, Dillian Whyte as opposed to going right to AJ, Anthony Joshua, which is a bit confusing to me. Now he's the mandatory. Um, and we got to talk about Dillian Whyte a little bit. As a backstory, this guy popped positive for steroids a few years back. And then as recently as last year, he popped positive for steroids again, but the WBC let him off the hook uh, and allowed his excuse for testing positive or having a positive sample, and then they excused the second test. So this is becoming problematic with Dillian Whyte. Once you start using these steroids, you test positive, you ban for 2 years the first time, then you come back, test again for another fight, you pop positive, then you have some sort of excuse. The excuse, he should be banned permanently from boxing. So all this excuses and all of a sudden it's an anabolic steroid in your system and you have some sort of excuse for it. If anything, he should have been more diligent about making sure his body was clean moving forward after the first 2-year ban from boxing. So what bothers me is the WBC has moved this guy up in position to be the mandatory for Tyson Fury's Wilder winner. And if Tyson Fury refuses to fight him, the WBC is going to strip, or if he decides he doesn't want to fight him, they'll just strip him, and Dillian Whyte gets the WBC belt, which is a little strange. So now you're rewarding a known steroid user, which is just mind-boggling. What boxing has become. Anyway, um, is this all leading to what? Again, I posted a couple videos on this. It just leads to me thinking that Tyson Fury Wilder fight will not happen. Everything is kind of setting up because the latest is they're saying Wilder may not be ready to fight. For some strange reason, something's come out where the camp is saying he may not be ready to fight. I, this stuff, you can't make this stuff up. It's amazing. So now, all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder is not ready to fight. So again, um, as I stated in a previous video, it appears that Deontay Wilder and alleged, and I'm just making assumptions here that he probably received some sort of compensation to step aside because no injuries have been reported out of his camp. So all of a sudden he's not ready to fight. Not quite sure what that means or the rationale behind that. But now all of a sudden he may not be ready. If he's not ready, um, Tyson Fury will be mandated to fight Dillian Whyte. And if he refuses to fight Dillian Whyte, he'll be stripped of the WBC, and Dillian Whyte will be the WBC champion. But then, if that's the case, AJ Anthony Joshua has decided that if Tyson Fury no longer has the belt because it was stripped from him and given to Dillian Whyte, then Anthony Joshua will now face Dillian Whyte because he wants to become undisputed. And if Tyson Fury doesn't have a belt uh, to fight, so he can act, a belt to defend, then Anthony Joshua is no longer interested. So you can't make this stuff up. This is just ridiculous. If anything, I don't know how Dillian Whyte becomes the mandatory challenger for the WBC, given his history. Two, if 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 Deontay Wilder is not prepared to fight or refuses to fight, or what I believe to be he's taking step aside money to move on, Tyson Fury should go straight to Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua can actually try to become undisputed, and Tyson Fury as well. So they'll fight for all the belts, all the titles. That's like the normal scenario. But again, corruption in boxing again. At what point did Deontay Wilder decide he's no longer fighting anymore? Like I said, I think he got paid to take a dive. He's getting paid to take a step aside. And Tyson Fury is now the face of the heavyweight division. I don't know how all of this happened when Deontay Wilder was generating all kinds of revenue, all kinds of dollars for the heavyweight division, all kinds of buzz, and all of a sudden he's a he's a he's quiet as a church mouse. When did this happen? Um, Boxing is killing me with this. So anyway, this is just the latest. It's amazing to me. It never fails to shock me. There's no shock value in this. Can't make this stuff up. It's ridiculous. Anyway, just had to update you guys on the heavyweight division. It's a circus and becoming more of a circus every day. And it looks like we're getting pay to play stuff again. Um, it was very exciting for a while, the heavyweight division. It was really exciting. But now all of a sudden, you can see where the politics and the corruption steps in. So anyway, that's all I have on Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and AJ, and Dillian Whyte at this point. Stay tuned. More news to come. All right now, DJ Kryptonite out.